Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, allow that tension to leave your body and notice how relaxed your eyelids are. And with your eyes closed, you can pay more attention to the sound of my words and allow those words to create powerful positive change deep in your subconscious mind. As you breathe in and breathe out, notice that as you exhale, you can extend the breath, allowing more of that tension and stress to leave your body in the outward breath, enabling you to go deeper and deeper relaxed. Position your body in a way that makes you even more comfortable. Breathe in through your nose and out through your nose, allowing your body to go deeper and deeper relaxed. I want you to think of a time in your life that you were out in nature feeling relaxed. Maybe it was a beach, a garden, a park. Maybe you were hiking. Maybe it was just picturesque countryside. And I want you to go back to that point in time and feel the same feelings that you felt back then of being calm, relaxed, full of peace and tranquility. Take in the sights and sounds of this place. And as you pay attention to even the details of that time, the sensation of a breeze on your skin, the warmth of the sun, a smell, a sound, as you notice any detail whatsoever, you will also notice a sense of calmness and growing tranquility within you. As you continue to relax, focus on the sensation of your breath. With each breath, imagine yourself becoming more and more relaxed, sinking deeper and deeper and activating the power of your subconscious mind. As your breath goes in and out of your body, notice where you feel any tension, maybe around your face, your neck, your shoulders, and just allow that to be released. Imagine the tension melting away and leaving your body in your outward breath. As you continue to breathe in and breathe out, use the power of your imagination to imagine walking down a long, winding staircase. Each step you take, you can feel yourself becoming more and more relaxed, sinking deeper and deeper into a state that some people call hypnosis. Other people call it imagination, and others evaluate it as a deep feeling of tranquility and relaxation. As you walk down the staircase, more and more of that tension is just melting away. And as you reach the bottom, you can find yourself in a beautiful, peaceful garden. The sun is shining. Maybe you can notice birds or butterflies. The smell of flowers with a gentle breeze. As you walk through the garden, just imagine the most comfortable chair you've ever seen. Imagine the feeling of your body as you take a seat in that comfortable chair. Still feeling the warmth of the sun in your skin and the comfort of the chair beneath you. As you continue to relax, you notice that you're becoming more and more comfortable, and that your arms and legs are becoming heavier and heavier. Your eyelids are becoming heavy. Your arms all the way down to your fingers become heavy. And your legs all the way down to your toes are also becoming heavy. Heavy, limp, and loose. Continue to relax as you begin to notice your mind is becoming more and more calm, and that your thoughts are becoming more and more peaceful. And here in this place, this safe place, you can let go of all of your worries and your fears and allow yourself to sink deeper and deeper into that wonderful feeling. As you drift deeper and deeper into relaxation, I want you to bring to mind any historical feelings of inferiority. Maybe these are related to status, to what you do for a living, to your health, your looks, anything at all that historically has caused you to feel inferior to those people around you. And there in that garden, I want you to imagine there is a full-length mirror. Imagine seeing yourself in that mirror, where you start to notice that those feelings of inferiority were based on evaluations that weren't even true. Notice that as you give yourself more up-to-date evaluations of yourself, the reflection of you starts to change. The facial expressions change, the body language changes. I want you to think about what you do for a living. Think about the impact it has on people, the smiles that it brings, good feelings that will last for years. I want you to think that what you do, not everyone can do. There are millions of people working jobs they hate for people they don't like, dreaming of a day that one day they'll be their own boss. They'll do their own thing, and most of them will never have the courage to actually do it. But I want you to see yourself full of courage, with the evidence in your own life that that's true. that you are at a place that many people would aspire to be. When you zoom out and look at the big picture of the 8 billion people in the world, you're already in the top 1% highest earners on the planet. When you think of the whole planet, the fact that you can read and write, and you have an understanding of what's going on in the world, puts you in the highest percentage of education. There are many people in the world that live below the poverty line. And as you think about what you've built in your life so far, you start to get an appreciation of just how capable you are. See in that reflection someone that is resilient, positive, that will never give up. In the big scheme of things, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, doesn't affect your status. Your confidence, your capabilities, your values and your intentions are much more important than the person you happen to be with at any point in time. And I want you to see in the reflection of that mirror that you are capable of attracting the ideal person for you. That you have qualities that you didn't notice, and you can evaluate your life in a way that gives you a sense of pride, accomplishment. You want people to ask what you do. You want people to get to know you because you've overcome adversity. You weren't born in a life of privilege as many people are. And therefore, everything that you've accomplished and built is because you're self-made. And notice, the reflection evolves. Your posture is much more confident. You seem much more relaxed. You're getting a sense that you are worthy. And this idea of inferiority or superiority, accept that it's nonsense. If you wouldn't consider yourself better than other people, then how can you possibly be worse? The only person you're competing with is yourself. And any actions you take to improve the parts of your life that you value, your health, your mindset, your knowledge, and your impact on the world, if that's better than any version of you in the past, then that's a reason to feel good. I want you to accept that this version of you that you're looking at in the mirror is the kind of person you would like to hang out with, that you'd like to be friends with, as you appreciate the law of the lid. The law of the lid states, nobody will like you more than you like yourself. Nobody will respect you more than you respect yourself. As you look at yourself in the mirror, see a version of you worthy of being liked and respected. And notice that that gives you a feeling of immense confidence. That there's always things to notice. And when you notice what's wrong, you can dwell on that. And when you notice what's right, you can also dwell on that. I want you to imagine the most beautiful beach you've ever seen. Amazing palm trees, white sand, clear waters. This beach goes on for miles. And then imagine that in a tiny part of that beach, someone has just dumped rubbish there on the beach. Big pile of rubbish, litter. Now you can choose to focus on the beauty of the beach, or you can choose to focus on this tiny, tiny part of the beach that isn't so good. Now, if you spent all of your time and your attention looking at the mess, you could come to the false conclusion that this is a dirty, messy beach. But if you zoomed out and looked at the big picture, you would see one of the most beautiful beaches that existed. So go back to that mirror and look at this confident version of yourself. And you begin to notice the things that have changed. They hold their head high. They make eye contact. If they shake hands, there's a firm grip. They speak with confidence and authority without sounding arrogant or boastful. And you begin to realize that the qualities in this reflection have always existed in you. And you start to feel a sense of empowerment and self-confidence growing within you. You now know that you have the ability to change the way you see yourself. You've updated your own self-image. And that you can now choose to think and act in a more confident and powerful way. Because that's who you really are anyway. As you continue to relax, imagine yourself in the days and weeks that follow, living with this new found sense of confidence and self-respect. And notice how people respond to you differently. That they've not been responding to who you really are. Just like the law of the lid, they've been responding to how you thought you were. And as you update your own self-image, and you think of yourself as you truly are, capable, confident, courageous, and positive, the people around you also see you in that way. And you have a growing sense of feeling more in control of your life. You will find that you no longer allow thoughts of inferiority to get in the way because you know they're not true. You will disregard them the same way that you would disregard if anyone else told you something that wasn't true. If they said the moon was green, you wouldn't believe them, you wouldn't accept it. And therefore, any thoughts of inferiority that pop into your head in the future, you will disregard in the same way. Imagine leaving that sofa, climbing back up the staircase, finding yourself back in that place of nature, and realizing that all of this are just thoughts within thoughts, ideas within ideas, dreams within dreams, and that actually you're about to return to the present, but taking that updated self-image with you. These new evaluations of how you perceive yourself have taken root in your subconscious mind. And when people ask you what you do for a living, you know how to answer. You have a newfound sense of confidence because how you evaluate you gives you that feeling of confidence. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Get a sense that you're back in your body, listening to my voice firmly in the present. And very soon I will count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. You will awaken, feeling resourceful, confident, with a new lease of life, living as you actually are, not the false version you thought you were. Starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.